Welcome back to another episode of Rock Boys Football, continuing our freshman spotlight series as we take a look back in that 2023 class and talk about some players that are going to be having a year one impact in the 2023 college football season. And we're talking about a true freshman who might have one of the biggest roles from that 2023 class in running back Dontavius Braswell for South Carolina. If there's one big question mark you have about this South Carolina Gamecocks offense, it is who is going to be that running back. Obviously, they moved Carrie and Joyner to that running back spot, which my brother and I, if you guys listen to our South Carolina deep dive, we're big fans of that. But there's some question marks there. And I think Dontavius Braswell could be an answer for the Gamecocks. Now, before we dive into the film and take a look at that South Carolina depth chart, I just want to say thank you to you guys. It's been a blast talking recruit. Y'all know I'm a little bit of a recruiting nerd. It's been a blast talking recruiting on the 2024 trail. It's been a blast taking deep dives into these programs heading into the 2023 season, and the support you guys have shown truly does mean a lot. We are almost at 7,000 subscribers, which is truly just an insane number, and I can't thank you guys enough for rocking with the fellas like you guys have. And without further ado, let's get into Dontavius Braswell. And you take a look at just the athletic traits that Braswell brings to the table. The thing I like the most is you have a thick lower half guy who can take on contact, has very good contact balance, absorbs contact very well, but also can hit that home run ball, which is kind of rare, right? You see a lot of speedsters who might struggle taking on contact, but they can hit the home run ball. And then you see a lot of running backs with that thick lower half, but maybe don't have that extra juice to hit the home run ball. Dontavius Braswell boasts a 10.72 100-meter dash time, and it shows up on the film. I mean, those are some serious burners, and you see a lot of wide receivers coming into the college football landscape with around 10.72. That's a pretty fast time. We're talking about 5'11", 200 pounds with those verified track times. A lot to like about Dontavius Braswell, and I want to get into the film a little bit because he is a very fun film watch because of the speed you see, and you see it right off the bat as a special teamer in the punt return. You know he has the speed, and I'm kind of excited to dig a little bit into how smooth of a runner he is in the open field and what maybe he can improve on as well heading into the college football landscape, because you do see a guy that relies on that speed in a big, big way, and it's one of the best aspects of his game, right? But what you do see, and you didn't really have a choice on this run, right? He goes a little east and west because the offensive line not really doing much in blocking, but I mean, you take a look at, he's not only just a vertical guy in terms of speed, he's very good at making people miss too. You see the contact bounce early, but making this guy just miss clean. And then when it is time to hit the jets, like nobody's catching him from behind, which is the most exciting. But this is what I want to see more from Dontavius Braswell in terms of following his blocks. And the best thing about what he brings to the table is if you're a safety and you take a bad angle looking back at this play right here, like he's going to make you pay. And he's going to hit that home run ball, which is, we talk about explosive plays and the importance of them at the college football level. Dontavius Braswell is certainly going to help that. Again, this rep you're going to see, you just wish he kind of trusts his blocking a little bit more. Gets east and west again, but he has the speed at the high school level. You normally don't see that translate at the college football level. So that will be something, no doubt, that they'll be working on is, hey, we're getting north and south. Because on the next play, you see him do the same thing, but he trusts it. He gets north and south, and he ends up hitting a massive play. I want to see this more from Dontavius Braswell. I'm going to trust my blocks. I'm going to get upfield, and I'm going to turn on the jets. That's what I think the key is for a guy in Dontavius Braswell who is going to have an opportunity to have a lot of playing time, and they like getting him to the perimeter, which is no surprise because of the speed that he has. Again, if you take a bad angle as a safety, you will be paying for it. Burners, he can take on contact really well. There's a lot to like about what Dontavius Braswell brings to the table. Again, trusting his blocks, getting downhill, absorbing contact, making people miss in the open space. That's another thing. Again, the shake that he has at that second level is something that I think South Carolina fans have a lot to be excited for. And we're going to get into the South Carolina offense. There's going to be some room for a guy like Dontavius Braswell to play early and often. Again, smooth mover at the second level, mean stiff arm, takes on contact really well. And again, when you add that 10.72 time to that, the physical makeup, you're really excited. Now, this is where it gets fun. When we're talking about a lot of these freshmen heading into the 2023 season, the main question is, How do they work into the depth chart? When you break down this running back room for South Carolina, you have Juju McDowell, who I like, but I think a lot of South Carolina Gamecock fans would say he's definitely a little bit more of a scat back, right? I don't think so. And you kind of saw that last year. They were using Jaheim Bell, one of the better tight ends in the country, as a running back because I don't think they wanted to put that much of a workload on a guy like Juju McDowell. Now they go to the transfer portal and grab a guy in Mario Anderson, who you talk about thick lower half, a guy who can be a bell cow. Mario Anderson is certainly that dude, but he is coming from the Division II level. That's a massive step up to when you're talking about being a running back at the SEC level. So there's some question marks there. And then you have the Carrion Joyner, who I am so excited for to see at that running back position. I mean, he's a guy that you guys know he's played quarterback, he's played wide receiver. He's going to be an offensive weapon. But the question is he going to be a running back bell cow? And then you have Dontavius Braswell, who, again, you take a look at the running backs. You have a scat back in Juju McDowell, and that might be a little disrespectful. I don't mean to disrespect Juju McDowell, but I think it's clear that South Carolina doesn't want to be giving him 20-plus touches a game. You have a Division II transfer who could be good, but there are some question marks. And you have the Carrion Joyner, who, again, hand up, very excited for him. But there are some question marks there. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing because the question marks could have answers, but there are question marks nonetheless. And then you bring in Dontavius Braswell, and I don't think a lot of freshmen come into this situation where they have the opportunity to go play and play a meaningful amount of time, especially at the SEC level, because normally these depth charts are so loaded, especially at the running back position. South Carolina, maybe that position is not as developed, and so you have a guy in Dontavius Braswell who can come and kind of be a guy that's going to get a lot of touches year one, and you have kind of checks off all the boxes. I mean, he's 5'11", 200 pounds, so physically he's ready. He can hit that big play. I think I like the idea of getting him to the perimeter, letting him use that 10.72 100-meter dash time speed. Dontavius Braswell for the South Carolina Gamecocks, when you're talking about breakout true freshmen who might not have been those 5 stars, highly touted guys, I think a lot of fans need to get to know Dontavius Braswell because I think he's going to be making a lot of noise for the South Carolina Gamecocks heading into that 2023 season. Again, wanted to keep it short, but appreciate you guys checking these out. It's been so fun. We are talking about these guys coming out of high school. Now we get to talk about them getting into college, putting on the college football pads. It's been a blast. Appreciate you guys rocking with the fellas. And if you do enjoy the content, consider subscribing to the channel. Appreciate y'all, and we'll talk to y'all later.